Coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime studio, the Prime Minister designate, Mr. Narendra Modi, was back at his attacking best today after what seemed like an underwhelming election result. Now, in an NDA meeting today in the Central Hall of the Old Parliament building, which endorsed him as their leader, Mr. Modi launched a no-holds-barred attack on the Congress party. The Prime Minister designate made the case that the Congress had nothing to be excited about in this election because they still had not crossed 3 digits. And if you add all that the Congress got in the last 3 general elections, 44 in 2014, 52 in 2019, and now 99 in 2024, that still does not add up to the 240 which the BJP has got on its own. Now, while that might be arithmetically true, there is also a question of perception. There is also a question of who the momentum is with. So it is also true that this election, which Mr. Modi and his party had given the clarion call of 400 par and Mission 370, it's nowhere close to that figure. This election has indeed cut Mr. Modi down to size. He's no longer the once invincible overlord that he used to be. Plus, now he has 2 very tricky allies, old political war horses in Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu, who spoke today at the NDA parliamentary party meeting. They praised Mr. Modi to the skies, firmly indicating that at least for the moment, they are with him. But as is often seen in politics, it's the ones who praise you to the skies who are the first ones to bring you down to earth as well. So the question tonight is, can Mr. Modi bank on these 2 alliance partners, an alliance which he described as the most successful pre-poll alliance in the history of Indian politics?
विजय की गोद में उन्माद पैदा नहीं होता है और न ही पराजित लोगों के प्रति उपहास करने के हमारे संस्कार। सीट नहीं जीत पाए, लेकिन जिस तेजी से एनडीए का वोट शेयर बढ़ा है, वो साफ साफ संदेश दे रहा है कल में क्या लिखा हुआ है। सरकार चलाने के लिए बहुमत आवश्यक है। लोकतंत्र का वही एक सिद्धांत है, लेकिन देश चलाने के लिए सर्वमत बहुत जरूरी होता है।
The country has witnessed remarkable progress and transformation. Narendra Modi ji focused and dedicated approach has transformed the nation into a global powerhouse.
उन लोगों ने आज तक कोई काम नहीं किया, देश की कोई सेवा नहीं की। आगे अब उन लोगों के लिए कोई गुंजाइश नहीं रहेगा, वो सब खत्म हो जाएगा।
हिंदुस्तान की राजनीति में गठबंधन के इतिहास में प्री पोल अलायंस इतना सफल कभी भी नहीं हुआ है जितना कि एनडीए हुआ।
All right, so there were some very interesting pictures, very interesting video moments that happened today in the Central Hall of the Old Parliament building. The first thing, the Prime Minister walked in, of course, to standing ovation. This is what he did. He took the copy of the Constitution that is there in the Central Hall, put his head on it, worshipped it, kissed it, put it on his forehead, offering his respects to the Constitution. Now, the opposition is claiming he was forced to do this because of the whole Samvidhan Badal Denge blowback, which seems to have cost the BJP. So this was visual number 1, which was quite politically loaded, if I can use that phrase. The NDA flexing its unity muscle, both Mr. Naidu and, of course, Mr. Nitish Kumar honoring the Prime Minister. Pawan Kalyan was there by his side as well. Of course, both of them indicating in no uncertain terms that they are very much with the Prime Minister. Also, the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister designate presenting the Prime Minister with a picture of Tirupati Balaji, Lord Tirupati Balaji. Now, NDA also flexing its muscle. This was an unusual sight. Nitish Kumar trying to touch the feet of the Prime Minister in a mark of respect, and the Prime Minister, of course, stopping him from doing so. So again, a huge signal. At one point of time, Nitish Kumar was hoping that he would be the man replacing Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of this country. Clearly, this gesture seems to indicate that he's come to terms with the fact that perhaps those prime ministerial ambitions need to be shelved and that he needs to support Narendra Modi-led 3.0 government. Meanwhile, Chirag Paswan, again, a young leader of the LJP who's now part of the NDA, hugging the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister sort of hugging him back. So these images sending out a signal. Some are saying, certainly the first image of the Prime Minister kissing the Constitution, paying his respects to it. The opposition is certainly saying that he was forced to do this because of the nature of the results. But let's listen in to the NDA partners who are saying that they stand firmly behind the agenda that the Prime Minister has laid out for the country.
इस vision of सबका साथ, सबका विकास and विकसित भारत, and through the collective efforts of NDA, we can become a zero poverty nation. That is possible only नरेंद्र मोदी जी.
पूरे तौर पर सब दिन इनके साथ रहेंगे और पूरे तौर पर जो कुछ भी है आज जिस तरह से भी ये करेंगे बहुत अच्छा है. और आप जान लीजिए कि कुछ लोग, हम लोगों को तो अब लगता है कि अगली बार जो आप आइएगा ना, तो इस बार हम देखें कि कुछ इधर उधर कुछ जीत गया है, अगली बार सब हारेगा.
भारत की जनता को सर आप पर पूरा विश्वास है. आप ही में सर वो इच्छा शक्ति है जो गांव और शहर की दूरी को मिटा सकता है. आप ही में वो इच्छा शक्ति है जो अमीर और गरीबी के फासले को पार सकता है. आप ही में वो इच्छा शक्ति है सर जिसने ये लक्ष्य रखा कि 2047 तक भारत को हम लोग विकसित देश बनाएंगे और भारत को विकसित देश बनाने की ओर आप ही हम लोगों को लेकर चल सकते हैं.
All right, so later in the evening, after that NDA meeting endorsed the Prime Minister designate as the leader of the alliance, he went along with the rest of the alliance partners to meet with the President and to stake claim to form the next government. These are visuals from a little earlier this evening, the Prime Minister meeting the Rashtrapati and the Rashtrapati giving him a letter of invitation to come on Sunday and swear in his ministry. Now, the other visual was, of course, all the NDA partners, Mr. Naidu, Mr. Nitish Kumar, Mr. Shinde, all of them. It was a show of strength. On the left side, the allies. On this side, all the senior leaders of the BJP party president, the defense minister, the outgoing defense minister, the outgoing home minister, etc., sort of presenting those letters of support to the Rashtrapati. So, the big question now is, it is clear from the mandate, it is clear from the results that we are in a way back to the era of coalition politics. Clearly, Mr. Modi's government will need the support of both Mr. Naidu and Mr. Nitish Kumar, and as well as other smaller allies. But does that necessarily mean we are going back to those days of unstable, shaky coalitions? Because the numbers this time are firmly there with the NDA. And so far, at least, whatever indication we've got from both Mr. Naidu and Mr. Nitish Kumar, both on public platforms like we saw today at the Central Hall, or even in private conversations, is that they are firmly lockstep in with the NDA. So, Tuhin Sinha is joining us, national spokesperson of the BJP, Matthew Antony, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Abhishek Jha, spokesperson of the JDU, and Selam Dharanidharan is spokesperson of the DMK. Tuhin Sinha, so one thing is, and I said this just a moment ago, that no matter which way you look at it, which prism you look at it from, we are back to the era of coalition governments from what was two back-to-back single-party governments. That in itself, the opposition is saying, will force a big change in the manner in which Mr. Modi governs this country.
Well, good evening, Zaka. One, the opposition has a very short memory span. They don't remember that between 1989 and 2014, this country had only and only coalition governments, and a party which managed to form the government, the Congress party, which managed to form the government with 145 seats. I think they should not worry about BJP forming a government with 240 seats. Besides, moreover, this NDA is a very natural alliance of pro-development, pro-reformist, political parties. If I could quickly take you through the main players of NDA, Naidu between 1995 to 2004, in his first tenure as Andhra CM, had ushered in India's first IT revolution, making Hyderabad an IT hub. In the second tenure, between 2014 and 19, he got companies like Kia, Pepsi into Andhra. When it comes to Nitish Kumar, along with BJP, ended the criminal politics, the criminal infested politics of Lalu Yadav in Bihar in 2004, and he's as honest and as incorruptible as Prime Minister Modi.
But Tuin, one second, before you get ahead of yourself, these are also two allies who have dumped you in the past, or you have dumped them in the past, and those parting of ways were quite bitter. Those are not things that are forgotten in a hurry. Or is it the political expediency has brought you folks back together again?
Zaka, fact is that any regional party in India which has been active for 30 or 40 years has changed sides, depending on, what serves the interests of the given state better at a given point of time. So, I think, it doesn't impede the performance of the government. Fact is that at this point of time, Naidu was extremely peeved with the way Jagan Reddy had led the state.
Okay.
Nitish Kumar had repeated ugly experiences with Tejasvi Yadav because he knew that Tejasvi Yadav and Lalu Yadav would take Bihar back to 2004. Eknath Shinde would never go back to Uddhav Thackeray. So I think it's a natural alliance. And Chirag Paswan, by the way, his right.
Since you are from Mumbai, I hope you're sure about the reference to Mr. Shinde never going back to Mr. Thackeray. But be that as it may, Matthew Anthony, the point is this, that you can hem and haw and say, oh, Mr. Modi has been cut down to size and all that, Mission 400 has not happened. Fact of the matter is this. The BJP contested in 441 seats. It won 240 of those. That's a strike rate of 54.5%. The Congress party contested in 329 seats and won 99. That's a strike rate of 30%. The BJP has a 25% more strike rate than the Congress party. In fact, as the Prime Minister said today, you add all the three tallies that the Congress party got. It got 44 in 2014, 52 in 2019, and now 99 in 2024. It still does not add up to the 240 that the BJP alone has got in 2024.
Saka, let me tell you this, that Naidu and Nitish Dependent Alliance, that's NDA right now, you have seen in the past how Naidu and how Nitish has turned their sides to their choice, to their liking, to their demands. Now, from a 400 par, 400 par, you see that they have cut down to 240. And you have seen, and you have seen how many times the stage has been shared by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi with anybody else. And look at the first day itself, the compromise they have to make, and Modi becoming one among so many. And how many times you have seen the Prime Minister making an NDA remark in the last 10 years, whereas today he is forced to make an NDA remark, whereas he was always maintaining Bajpa in his speech. And look at the dependence which they have got in two of their main allies right now, and look at the way they are going to demand. And that's exactly what we are going to say. We are not against coalition government. We say that coalition governments always gives good governance and good justice because, you put a check to each other. But BJP as a party has been arrogant, and BJP has a history of breaking their allies. Look at from AIADMK, look at from Shiv Sena, look at in Haryana. Everywhere they have a history of breaking their allies, backstabbing their allies. And that's exactly what we are saying. That
knowing that fully well, Mr. Naidu and Mr. Nitish have still decided to go ahead with the BJP.
Let's see how long. That's what we are saying.
Well, right now in this morning's speech, they said not just the next 5 years, we're with you for the next 10 years. Nitish Kumar said that.
We have seen people who are with us and who are with them going out in the night and, swearing in us deputy chief ministers coming back in the evening. The country has seen many instances like that. So let's not go by the camaraderie which we have seen today. Tomorrow, when issues of negotiations will come, we can see how these partners will behave.
Okay.
And we
Abhishek
know how
Jha
BJP
is
like.
joining us from the JDU. Forget about the issues. Issues पे तो आएंगे ही आएंगे. But more than the issues, Abhishek Jha, 2013 में अलग से लड़े, 14 में इकट्ठा लड़े, 15 में दोबारा स्प्लिट हुआ, देन 17 में वापस एनडीए में आए. दिस होल बिजनेस ऑफ ना इधर का ना उधर का, why that is what is leading everyone, including people in the BJP, to suspect क्या इस बार नीतीश कुमार हमारे साथ ही रहेंगे या कहीं और चले जाएंगे. हालांकि उन्होंने बोला है थ्रू द कोर्स ऑफ द कैंपेन अब यहीं रहूंगा, but then he has said that in the past also.
See, we cannot do anything about the people who have questions in their mind regarding the credibility of Nitish Kumar. People criticized him. People said that the credibility of Nitish Kumar ji in Bihar is on a big question mark. But the people of Bihar have replied very well and posted a slap on the faces of our opposition leaders. The NDA has performed very well in Bihar and we have won maximum seats, and Nitish Kumar ji has great faith in this NDA government. Our entire party was with NDA earlier, is with NDA, and we will strongly be with this NDA alliance in the future also. See, people were telling that this NDA is Nitish, Naidu, NDA dependent alliance.
Dependent alliance.
We want to say that earlier no one could ever imagine that Mamta ji will sit with Congress party, or Akhilesh ji or Arvind Kejriwal ji will sit with Congress party. It was Honorable Nitish Kumar ji who laid the foundation stone of this NDA alliance. And after Nitish Kumar went out of this alliance, that N went away. A for Arvind Kejriwal ji went away in Punjab, you saw that, witnessed that. And D for Didi in Bengal, she also went away. So this NDA alliance was just I, and I signifies Ahem, which resembles with the strategies of Congress party. So there's nothing like India alliance in this nation. We are very surprised that
Sir,
a student
there are 26 parties. उनमें से एक छोड़ के चला गया, 25 हो गया. That doesn't mean that it's not an alliance. They have 234 seats between them. Just 6 short of what the BJP has.
Mamta ji के साथ Mamta ji के साथ चुनाव लड़ी. Did Mamta fight the election with?
तो क्या हुआ? कल तो अभिषेक बैनर्जी तो बैठे थे.
She fought the election against.
No, but Abhishek Banerjee was very much part of the India Alliance meeting that happened at Mr. Kharge's residence.
From the very beginning, na?
Huh?
Well, you are talking about changing stance. Earlier, Mamta said that we are out of this India Alliance. Then later on, she said if India Alliance will be in power, we'll support them just outside the government. Then again, she changed the stand and said that we will participate in the government. You must have heard about the statement of Gopal Rai, Aam Aadmi Party leader. He has said that we had this alliance only till that Lok Sabha election, and in the upcoming Vidhan Sabha elections, Aam Aadmi Party is going to contest the election on its own.
Okay.
Is it the way of India Alliance? They contested the election against each other in Punjab. What was it? It was also just a mere show. People are not going to believe in such alliance, and people have given a clear mandate to this NDA government. And there is the swearing-in ceremony of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. We are very hopeful and we are focusing on the agenda of development, and that is the first and foremost requirement of this nation.
Selam Dharanidharan, the point again being that the Prime Minister today said that the NDA is the most successful pre-poll alliance in the history of India. All of these parties who are supporting Mr. Modi's government, 3.0 government, whether it's TDP or JDU or Chirag Paswan, Pawan Kalyan, Anupriya Patel, they were all part of a pre-poll alliance. They have not added any new ally after winning the election. Whereas in your case, Mamta Banerjee, no one quite knows, on again, off again. 1 year before the elections, she was very much there in the India Alliance meetings. During the course of the elections, she says, I'm not going to concede any seats. She's fighting against both left and Congress. After the election, Abhishek Banerjee is part of the meeting. So, why should people of India take such a grouping of 20-odd parties where some people are quite fickle? Why should they believe them over a pre-poll alliance that has gone into an election as a pre-poll alliance, fought, won, and is now saying that they are the largest pre-poll alliance and therefore that's why the Rashtrapati has given them the invite to form the government.
No, I don't agree with the Prime Minister saying it's the most successful coalition in the history of India. In fact, if you remember, 4 years back, Chandrababu Naidu has tweeted that under Prime Minister Modi, institutions of this country on this land have been destroyed. Not even the election commissioners is spared, is what he wrote. And we all know what the chief of JDU has spoken about the BJP. The whole foundation for India Alliance is to protect the tenets of the constitution, which we felt was being destroyed under Prime Minister Modi. It was made very clear by my leader on his birthday on March 1st, 2023, that we need an alliance to save India. And that's why India to save India, right? If you look how the country was run from 2019 2024, it was going from a democratic to an authoritarian state. Proof for that is a think tank, be them and similar other renowned think tanks in Europe and across the globe has started putting India, clubbing India rather, as an authority along with other electoral autocracies. That's where we are going. We saw how the selection of election commissioners was tweaked. We saw how the ED was behaving. We saw how every institution was behaving. The idea of this,
one favorite bogey of the opposition, Dharani, was EVMs. All opposition parties were saying, oh, EVMs are fixed and EVMs are rigged and EVMs are this and EVMs are that. After the election results, no opposition leader is saying anything about EVMs. Why? Because the result suits you.
No, it's not that. See, before going to that, I also want to say, even from 2004 to 2009 was one of the best governments in the last 2 decades, right? Before Prime Minister Modi came to power. And even then we had CPM and CPI in the alliance, and CPM and Congress fought separately in Kerala, but that alliance was able to run.
No. CPM and CPI were not part of the government. They were extending support to you from outside the government. They never were part of the government. They were giving outside support. There's a difference.
Yes, but still, they run elections separately in Kerala.
Yes.
Even now, TMC and Aam Aadmi were integral part of India Alliance. Because of state politics, they have to contest separately in respective states, in Punjab and in West Bengal. See, coming back to EVMs, what the problem we had with the whole electoral process was, see, in any country, the entire system cannot be rigged. But in seats where the differences could be less than 5,000, 10,000, certain processes followed by election commission can tweak the results. And which is why we have been protesting. In fact, DMK won in 21 and 19. But even then, why did we win? Because the vote share was more than 20%. The problem happens only in elections in which the vote share is less than 2%, 1%. We have seen in Bihar earlier, we have seen in Rajasthan, how 2% or 1% vote difference between two parties can tweak the results. And this is where the electoral process becomes important. When I question the electoral process,
your railing and ranting was against the machine. The machine is rigged, and every 2 votes that are put, even if it is put for the opposition, one of it has to go to the BJP. All kinds of. Then there was this whole. The entire system can be hacked. All kinds of allegations were made up until the day before counting. By the way, let me remind you, so much so that the election commissioner had to come and clarify. But anyway, that's a bygone. Let's leave that bygone as a bygone. Tuhin, the point is that the opposition is continuously saying, and they have a point when they say a party or a leader with absolute majority on his own is going to be a very different animal, a very different kettle of fish, as opposed to a prime minister who's dependent on 2 very, very pesky allies. Allies who know this business, who have been doing this for the last 25, 30 years. Well, they have been part of different coalition governments and have left those coalition governments for various reasons.
Zaka, since 2002, this opposition has been fantasizing about Modi ji's downfall, and every time they pray for his downfall, he emerges stronger. What they don't realize is that Prime Minister Modi is extremely adaptable to new situations, unlike, Rahul Gandhi, who was all at sea for the first 10 years, who didn't know what to do, even in Amethi. Prime Minister Modi thrives under challenges, he thrives under pressure. Moreover, if you remember the government, the NDA government that we had between 1998 and 2004, you know the importance of the position of Organizational General Secretary in the BJP. As the Organizational General Secretary of BJP, then Prime Minister Modi has had a good experience of coalition politics and of handling coalition partners. So, these people can thrive in their their wishful thinking. But as Prime Minister Modi said today, this is a government for the next 10 years. In sports, there is a term called the law of averages. So, these people were down, Congress and the opposition were down for a very long time. They've managed to bounce back because of law of averages, but they're going to fall very soon, and you will be surprised by the robustness of NDA 3.
Okay, Matthew Anthony, you're going to fall again very soon. The only reason why you've come from 52 to 99 is because of law of averages. It had to catch up with the BJP.
Saka, let's credit Rahul Gandhi for what he has done. He has stood firm on what he has told from the very beginning. And this time, he has made it very clear, and the Congress party has bounced back with a 100% increase from what we had earlier. So there is no point in blaming Rahul Gandhi. And look at his winning margins. He has won both the seats by more than 3.5 lakhs. And look at the prime ministers, so-called popular prime ministers' winning margin in Varanasi. It clearly shows, that his popularity is coming down and he's failing with the people. Look at the performance of BJP in UP, and let us see how the MVA and how the India is going to perform in the state of Maharashtra in October. We are going to sweep the state. Both Tuhin and me belong to the state of Maharashtra, and let's see how MVA is going to perform. And we are going to continue this winning streak. We are going to win the state. And I also want to contribute on the point which you made on the India Alliance. India Alliance was very clear that we were forming the alliance to save the constitution, while retaining our political differences in the states we belong to. We are not suppressing anyone's political identity. We are not suppressing anyone's political leadership, but we came together to save the constitution, and we have so far succeeded in to a large extent.
So that's been done,
we couldn't
right?
get the majority, that's very clear.
From the images today from Central Hall, many Congress handles and other opposition party handles have been tweeting that you forced Narendra Modi to kiss the constitution, to pay respects to the constitution before going up on stage. That's what they're claiming. That's what they're claiming. You look at their handles.
Completely.
Because they are liars.
Else, have you ever heard Narendra Modi speaking anything other than Hindutva? The constitution. He has never mentioned constitution. He has always mentioned Hindutva, while the country has discarded it. Country has voted for saving and protecting the constitution.
Yeah, okay. Tuhin.
Zaka, you would recall that when Prime Minister Modi first entered Parliament as a member of Parliament and Prime Minister in 2014, he prayed, at the steps of the Parliament. In 2019, in the same way that he prayed to the Constitution today, he had prayed to the Constitution book in 2019. Now, these elections, if at all, has established one thing. Congress party is a party, they are professional fake news peddlers. Look at the way they have lied to people about fake guarantees. So obviously they lie on every front today. And since they managed to succeed,
we have delivered our guarantees.
No, Tuhin, do you or do you not agree? No, one second, one at a time. Tuhin, do you or do you not agree, for whether it is right reasons or wrong reasons or fake news or whatever it is, that there was a perception amongst Dalit communities in Uttar Pradesh, in Maharashtra, that if Mr. Modi comes back with 400, he will amend the constitution and reservations will be taken away. That was a single big reason for Dalit votes to move away from the BJP, both in UP and in Maharashtra. Now, you can say that was fake news, rumors being spread by the opposition, but isn't the attempt by the Prime Minister today, by kissing the constitution, by paying his respects before he went up on stage, to try and send out the signal to those people, those Dalits who have gone away from the BJP, that look, I respect the constitution as a sacred book, as a holy book?
But that's exactly what I'm pointing out. In 2019, you have pretty much a similar picture of him bowing in front of the constitution before taking oath. In 2014, you have a picture of him praying at the steps of the parliament. So what is new about it?
So why did the Dalit vote then go away from the BJP in UP or in Maharashtra? Maharashtra is your home state.
The Congress can be lucky. the Congress can be lucky on one occasion. They were extremely lucky to, to mislead people with doctored videos, with fake news, with fake guarantee cards. But luck doesn't favor you when you are peddling such fake news all the time.
Salem Dharanidharan is smiling.
The lesson the hard way in the coming elections.
He is smiling. As have been many opposition spokespersons, by the way, may I add, since Tuesday, since these results came. But yeah, Dharani.
I think it's absolutely ironical that how BJP comes and talks about fake news. I think the party that thrives on fake news, in fact, a research done by most people on the field, they say 90% of the significant Twitter profiles that propagate fake news in India belong to the BJP party, 90%. And we know in Tamil Nadu when the migrant crisis, that people in the northwest, the migrant crisis was peddled, fake migrant crisis peddled in Tamil Nadu. We know that fake videos was propagated by none other than the BJP IT wing in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. We also know what kind of hate propaganda with Prime Minister Modi did in Orissa, talking about the Tamils in Tamil Nadu, which was not needed. And we also know about the hate video which BJP propagated in Karnataka, which even the election commissioner had to pull them up, albeit a week late. And I also tell you this, Prime Minister Modi cannot run a coalition government. His style of functioning is authoritarian. In fact, look at the number of seconds a minister bill has been discussed, minuscule. Many bills have not even gone to the parliament, were through resolutions. So how can he come and discuss bills?
No, but why do you believe that will change under a coalition government? What makes you think that the TDP or JDU will want bills to be discussed? They will go along with what the BJP is saying and what the Prime Minister is saying.
I certainly believe that they wouldn't at least be the yes men, which Prime Minister Modi got, where something would be read and they just raise hands up. And complete disdain for parliamentary procedures was shown under Prime Minister Modi, specifically from 2019 to 24. Okay. We have all the data. Even the meeting days for the parliament reduced.
Abhishek Jha,
Mr. Naidu himself.
The other critical problem is that on many contentious issues, caste census, UCC, One Nation, One Poll, many of these critical issues, JDU and BJP are not on the same page. Neither is TDP and BJP. I, in fact, spoke to Nara Lokesh of the TDP. I'll play out that interview in the latter part of this hour, where he said, as far as the Muslim quota is concerned, TDP is going to stick to its sole stand. And if they need to find a middle ground, it has to be after a process of negotiation, and both parties have to come to a consensus. If not, TDP is going to stick to its own stand. So, how are you going to navigate these contentious issues? For example, we know that Mr. Nitish Kumar is the architect of caste census. We know that BJP does not want to do caste census. How are you going to convince the BJP and Narendra Modi Sarkar 3.0 of doing caste census?
Jaka, this is the beauty of our internal democracy. There are various issues we can have different way of thinking. And we are in a state always to express our views on different issues. Earlier also we have presented our perspective regarding caste census, regarding UCC, regarding this Agniveer Yojana. But people in opposition are relating this to the fact that we are not in support of the government. See, we have said, and our leaders have said clearly that we have given unconditional support to the government led by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But on different issues, if we want some kind of discussion, this is our internal partner. Why are they worrying? They should not worry for what is not their cup of tea.
No, but even before the government has been sworn in, and the swearing in is happening on Sunday, already there are voices in the JDU saying this Agniveer scheme should be scrapped.
You must have heard the statement of Honorable Alan Singh, who is the leader in the parliamentary leader of our party. He has said that we have extended our unconditional support to this NDA government. But still, some leaders in our party have said that we need a discussion of it. If any scheme is being launched by the government, a systematic review is also required time to time. This is a very normal process. In Bihar also,
okay.
we had this...
Tuhin, this is what the opposition is saying, that Mr. Modi would be forced to check those policies which his allies or people in general feel are not beneficial or are counterproductive. Whereas in the previous government or in term one, he could just steamroll those things, whether it is Agniveer or bills. The 17th Lok Sabha, by the way, has the record for the lowest number of parliamentary select committees and standing committees. That's what the opposition is saying. And the reason that is the case is because he had absolute numbers. He didn't have to consult with anybody.
Well, Zaka, if I were in the opposition, I would, be really worried about having to spend the third consecutive term in the opposition. So I don't think they should be worried about us. Whatever be the issue, Prime Minister Modi has always been open to a threadbare discussion, and the same approach will be followed. Agniveer was implemented based on the recommendations of the Kargil War Commission constituted after the Kargil War. Now, if the scheme requires changes which are in the interests of the country, which are in the interest of the armed forces, we cannot be close to that. We have always been open to positive changes.
No. What about on the farm laws, for example? Again, the opposition was saying it was bulldozed through Parliament, no consultation, no reference to standing committee. For a year plus, the farmers sat on the borders of Delhi, and then the Prime Minister was forced to resign on those bills.
Farm laws, they don't exist at this point of time. But fact is, whatever be the issue, on the issue of UCC and on the issue of one nation, one poll, yeah. I think JDU has already expressed its in-principle approval of it. We can discuss the modalities later. But fact is that, like I mentioned right at the very start, all of the partners are extremely pro-development, are extremely pro-reformist. They will not drag the country back with fake promises, unlike the India alliance.
Like I said, I'm playing out that interview with Nara Lokesh in a moment, but one of the questions that I asked him specifically was about the differences between the TDP and the BJP, and he said that it has to be resolved through mutual respect and mutual dialogue. All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much to all our guests. Thank you, and we'll see you again over the weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend, lots of meetings tomorrow. The Congress Parliamentary Party meeting is happening, the CWC, and then on Sunday, the big day of swearing in. It's at 7:15 in the evening, but our coverage starts from 4 o'clock onwards, so do join us here on CNN News 18 for the ringside view of who makes it to the new cabinet, Modi 3.0, whether allies are accommodated and to what degree, who are the big names who could possibly get dropped, or the big surprises, the new inclusions in the Modi Cabinet 3.0. All of that we'll have on Sunday. You're watching Brass Tacks coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. I'm Zaka Jacob. That exclusive interview with Nara Lokesh right on the other side.
To 2047, we are very confident under his leadership, India will become either one or two globally. It is going to happen. And at the same time, Indians under his leadership globally will become number one globally. As on today, Indians are all everywhere. If you go anywhere in the world, highest per capita income Indians are earning. I am confident under his leadership, Indians are going to become global leaders in the near future. It is going to happen. You name public governance, corporate governance, in the name of service, we are going to serve the global community. That is going to happen. Under this, sir, only all of us have to keep balancing regional aspirations and national interest must run parallelly, ensuring holistic development across all strata of society. Friends, I have seen so many governments. We are a very, very inspiring time. Anything you wanted to achieve, if you visualize, it can be done. Narendra Modi ji is having a vision, and also is having a zeal, and also his execution is very perfect, and also he is executing all his policies with a true spirit. Always to have a leader. Right time is a great asset for the nation. Today, India is having a right leader, right time. That is Narendra Modi. This is a very good opportunity for India. If we miss now, we will miss forever. That is where we are having wonderful opportunity. You are seeing globally today, all countries are having 1 or 2%, 3% growth rate. India is growing at the highest growth rate for the last 10 years. It will continue another 10, 20 years, or 30 years, 40 years. India is having some advantages. One is information technology. We have first more advantage we have taken. Demographic dividend, that is more youngsters. It has created excellent advantage for Indians to move abroad also. For everything, in ancient times also, we had all resources, but recently we are moving very aggressively. The reason is very clear. We are having leader. That leader is Narendra Modi. Now, I proudly propose the name of Sri Narendra Modi ji on behalf of Telugu Desam Party for the post of Prime Minister of this great nation. Through his vision of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Vikasit Bharat, and through the collective efforts of NDA, we can become a zero poverty nation. That is possible only.
So the NDA Sarkar is being powered back into office, but this time the strength of that power seems to be coming from Andhra Pradesh, where the Telugu Desam Party now is the second largest constituent of the NDA after the BJP. The TDP has 16 MPs. They've also stormed back to power in the State Assembly. The Telugu Desam on its own has won 135 MLAs, the Alliance 160 in a house of 175. And the man who propelled this victory is now joining us, the General Secretary of the party, former minister, and now newly elected MLA from Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Nara Lokesh. Thank you very much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. First of all, many, many congratulations. An incredible victory both in the Lok Sabha as well as in the Assembly. About 6 months ago for you as well as your family, your father was arrested. Your party was really on shaky ground at that time. What gave you hope that you would be able to turn it around? And what gave you reason to hope that the people of Andhra Pradesh would continue to back your party and your father in the way that they have in these election results?
Like if you see, Telugu Desam Party is never on a shaky ground. And a lot of people in history have written Telugu Desam Party off, but as a party, we have a very strong cadre base and we always bounce back stronger. And that's been Telugu Desam Party history, number one. Number two, see, if typically a politician is arrested on corruption charges, daily a news scandal comes out. But when Mr. Naidu was arrested, people across 100 countries stood in solidarity with him. In Hyderabad, the IT professionals held a gratitude concert where close to 45,000 IT professionals came and stood, in solidarity with Mr. Naidu. That is the strength that we have. That is the good work that he has done in the field. That is what has led us to remain strong, committed to the people of Andhra Pradesh and people of this great nation. So I never had any doubt. In my Padayatra, before Mr. Naidu's arrest or post Mr. Naidu's arrest, I had no doubt that Telugu Desam Party will form the government in the state of Andhra Pradesh.
I do want to talk about your father. He was the architect of modern-day Hyderabad. He brought in Cyberabad, the first politician perhaps in India to have almost a CEO kind of approach to governance. Tell us a little bit. Can we expect the same version of Mr. Naidu and the TDP, the same version of Vikas and the vision that you have, what you had for Hyderabad? Can we expect the same for Amaravati as well? And do you see the same sort of expectation or the same page, both Mr. Modi and Mr. Naidu, and their vision for India and their vision for Andhra Pradesh as being on the same page?
No, when Mr. Naidu was in opposition, he was invited by the Honorable Prime Minister to attend the Vision for India Summit. And that's where we spoke about Vikasit Bharat. Why can't India be a developed country in 100 years of its independence? If we have to achieve that, we need to create a lot of jobs. And Hyderabad is an example where we can create massive economic activity. Back then, circumstances were different. It was all about one city because no one knew where Hyderabad was internationally. We started a journey from there. Now we have a golden opportunity, and Andhra Pradesh being a very long state, different districts can have a different trust areas. If you look at the 5 years of Telugudesam Party governance, Anantapur, which is one of the most backward districts in India, we got Kia Motors to come invest there. Chittoor district, which is one of the dry districts in India, we got electronics manufacturing cluster there. So we took each district, we said, why can't we create a micro ecosystem across a theme? Automotive, electronics, defense, pharma, IT in Visakhapatnam, of course, capital city, Amravati. So we took a very thematic approach and we started work. Unfortunately, we lost power and all that got scuttled. Our agenda is to revive our economy. We are going to start all the works that have been stopped. If you look at our manifesto, our first promise is to create 20 lakh jobs in 5 years. That means you have to create a robust economy in Andhra Pradesh. And in the past, how we believe that strong states is strong nation. And in the past, how we work with Vajpayee ji, we look forward to working with Modi ji and building a strong state to make India strong.
I know, Lokesh, much of the Delhi end of things are being handled by your father, but tell us, everybody wants to know, what is the TDP's thinking? What are your demands? There's all kinds of speculation that's doing the rounds. You want 2 ministerships, speakership, etc. Tell us, what is the TDP's line of thinking on this?
You said it better than me. It's all speculations. See, Telugudesam Party's support to erstwhile Vajpayee ji or Modi ji has always been unconditional. We walked into NDA before this elections unconditionally. We continue to support NDA unconditionally. We believe the nation needs a strong leadership, a leadership which has vision, a leadership that can take India to a developed nation. We believe in Narendra Modi ji. There is no second thought about it. So our support to NDA is unconditional. We have never asked for anything. We will not continue to ask with regards to ministries and all. Yes, we will definitely ask for funds. We will ask for performance-linked incentives to promote industry. We will ask for certain things for our state. And that has always been the way we worked. That's how erstwhile combined state of Andhra Pradesh developed. That's how Hyderabad developed. We will do that again with now, of course, a smaller state. But we have a larger agenda that we want to sort of deliver. Therefore, we will need central government's help. And we look forward to working with NDA in achieving those dreams.
I do want to ask you, because the last time the partnership or the alliance split was over the special status for your state. Is that still a cornerstone, or are you saying, just from your previous answer, that you are more interested and focused now on getting special financial benefits from the central government, which would help your state, which would be beneficial for your state, more than the special status itself?
Now, just to set context, the bifurcation of the state was against the wishes of majority of the people of the state, which is Andhra Pradesh. So the single reason was 62 years was spent in developing Hyderabad. Every investment has gone into Hyderabad. All the universities, the jobs, the ecosystem is there. So they didn't want to lose it. Unfortunately, we did lose it, which is fine. We started our journey. There were certain commitments made to us in the bifurcation bill on which we continue to fight. It could be the capital, Polavaram, the backward district development. Apart from various other commitments, special status is one such commitment. The special status, the reason why special status was given to Andhra Pradesh is historically, or was agreed to give to Andhra Pradesh, is that Andhra Pradesh is historically an agrarian economy. And in order to promote industries and industrialization, Special status was supposed to be a tool to develop that. Now, whether it's special status or any form of it through performance links, incentives, we look forward to creating 20 lakh jobs. If you look at Andhra Pradesh, it has one of the longest coastline in India. So there's a great opportunities to do a port-led based development. We have Aqua, which we are the largest player in Aqua sector as a state. There's a lot of work we can do in that. Of course, IT, electronics manufacturing, Make in India, huge agenda of NDA. We would like to be number one in it. Automotive manufacturing, definitely we would like to fight with Chennai for it. So we have a very clear-cut agenda in terms of creating jobs, and that is our agenda.
I do want to ask you this though, Lokesh, that there are differences, political differences, even within the NDA in Andhra Pradesh on issues like Uniform Civil Code, One Nation, One Poll, and of course, more recently we've seen the differences even in the Muslim quota. How do you plan to resolve those differences, or will that be put in the back burner?
No. If there is something that we believe we have disagreement with, we will definitely sit as NDA partners. We will discuss it across the table. There's no need to, fight it out or discuss it in the media. We will discuss it across the table. See, the kind of relationship that we had with Vajpayee ji was golden. We were able to sit across the table, discuss various issues with regards to the nation and the state. And we believe that we will continue the same way with Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. I don't see a need to fight. We can sit, we can discuss, and we can convince each other on the best way forward for the states and for the nation.
What about from the other side? I believe there are some parties within the India Alliance who are still hopeful that your party will ditch the NDA and join them. Have you had any kind of reach out from anybody in the India Alliance so far?
We have joined NDA before the election. We have joined unconditionally. We will continue to be with NDA unconditionally. There is no second thought of it. As I said, our interest is the state, our interest is the nation. Strong states is strong nation. And we would like Andhra Pradesh to contribute in this journey. Honorable Prime Minister is talking about a $5 trillion economy. Our dream is Andhra Pradesh alone should be a $1 trillion economy. And this is something I've been saying since 2014 when the state was carved out. So we want to be part of this journey. And that is our singular interest as a politician.
You have been a minister in the previous government that your father headed. You're now, for the first time, an MLA representing the Mangalagiri constituency. This is the first time that the TDP is winning that constituency, I think since 1980s. And I believe you won with a record margin of over 90,000 votes. But yet, will you consider a role in the central government, or are you happy continuing to sort of contribute to your state?
I'm a Gully politician. I love Gully politics. Mangalagiri people are very kind to me. I lost with a very narrow margin, 5,300 votes in 2019. I stayed committed to my constituency. They gave me a resounding mandate, 91,413 votes. It's a resounding mandate. I have a lot of agenda I need to deliver here in my own constituency and in the state. And whatever role, of course, NDA decides, both nationally and at the state, I will deliver on it. But I look forward to working in the state and contributing to the development of the nation.
All right. How has this journey been, as I get my final question in, Lokesh? You're a Stanford grad, and then, you have an MBA. When you initially started, people were saying, you're not cut out for the rough and tumble and the hard yards of politics. I think that changed with the Padyatra. And now, of course, you have the success of the election results to show to people and to prove to people. How has this journey been for you?
It's been an incredible journey. I keep telling my friends, my family, my colleagues that, a Stanford MBA was for me to manage business. But Padyatra is for me to understand Andhra Pradesh and Bharat. It's been a phenomenal experience. It's been an eye-opener. I have learned the mistakes that we made. A policy has both positives and negatives. I have understood the unintended outcomes of policy making. So I'll be able to contribute much better this time to policy making, for sure. And definitely there's great responsibility. As you said, this is a resounding mandate. Opposition is now just at 11 MLAs. So there's a great responsibility on the NDA at the state level to also lead. There's a need to be accountable. A corrupt-free, good governance needs to be delivered. And a government that's humble, close to people's aspiration is what people are looking forward to. So for me, it's been an amazing discovery. I've been telling my team that, we should take the victory as we took our defeat, a lot of humility. it's a great responsibility now on us, and I look forward to contributing not only to the state but also to the nation over the next 5 years.
All right, Nara Lokesh, many thanks for speaking with us, and many congratulations once again on what is a stupendous electoral success in Andhra Pradesh as well as nationally. Thank you for speaking with us.
Thank you, Zaka. Thank you for having me.
Presented by. This is a historic moment. All of you are here. Telugu Desam Party is having relations with NDA from the beginning. My leader, my party founder, great N.T. Ramarao garu, you are all aware. Always he was worked for the people. And also, he told very clearly, I don't know isms. I know only ism, that is humanism. That is NTR. That vision Narendra Modi ji is making a reality in India. We are very happy for this momentum. I thank all of you. This time, we had a historic win of the election. We have won historic elections. If you see 95% seats we have won in Andhra Pradesh. That is a big victory. I have seen so many elections. This is the first of its kind. That is the confidence people are having on NDA. And all leaders, my friend Pawan Kalyan ji is here, Janasena leader. Janasena, Telugu Desam Party, and also BJP, we worked together without having any reservations. Here, State President Purandeshwari also is here. All leaders, we worked very well. That is the results we got it. I am very happy. Honorable Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Union Ministers, respected NDA partners, honorable MPs, first of all, we are congratulating all of you. We have won wonderful majority. I have seen for the election campaign. For the 3 months, Honorable PM never took any rest. Day and night, he had campaigned, same zeal. He started and ended same spirit. In Andhra Pradesh, we had 3 meetings, public meetings, 1 big rally. It had made a huge difference for winning the elections in Andhra Pradesh. Honorable Home Minister has come. He addressed 1 meeting, very powerful meeting. It has changed the situation in a big way. I am thanking him. Even Honorable Rajnath Singh ji and also Nadda ji and also Gadkari ji, so many leaders have come and they have addressed. It has given a confidence among people that center is with state. We are thanking all ministers. And also, here today, we stand at a crucial juncture in our nation's history. NDA government, under the visionary leadership of Sri Narendra Modi ji, has taken significant initiatives in the last 10 years.
The country.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. It's finally official. Narendra Modi is the Prime Ministerial pick of the NDA. That's the BJP-led alliance. The oath-taking will take place on Sunday evening. The cabinet allocations have been locked but not revealed. The meetings and statements continue. The foreign